Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10 Minute Moan. And the topic of this 10 Minute Moan is the found Michael Matheson, right? He's the Scarlet Pimpernel of Scottish politics recently. Now, before I start, if you want to support the channel, you can become a member, you can subscribe, that's free, or just hit the thumbs up button in each video. That gives us a tremendous help to the reach. Okay, so Michael Matheson has went AWOL and nobody's seen him for a while, and a few folk have been asking what's going on with his disciplinary, basically, for his misuse of parliamentary devices. Now, Daily Record have ran with this. Holyrood watchdog holds meeting with shamed SNP MSP Michael Matheson in private. MPs met yesterday to discuss the matter. Holyrood watchdog quizzed shamed iPad expenses MSP Michael Matheson at a secret hearing. The Parliament's Standard Committee heard from Matheson over the £11,000 data roaming bill, but the public were blocked from watching. Matheson quit the SNP cabinet over a long-running saga over how he had racked up the huge cost during a family holiday in Morocco. Just to remind you, that family holiday in Morocco was December 2022. We're now in May 24. He initially claimed he did not know what was to blame, but later admitted his children had used the parliamentary device to watch football. So they didn't. A parliamentary probe found he had made improper use of Parliament's publicly funded expenses system, and the matter was referred to the committee. The Standards investigation is ongoing, and meeting with Matheson took place yesterday, but it was classed as private. Holyrood has regularly been criticised over the years for holding committee meetings in private, which critics say should be transparent. That's a bit of a tough one, because if they're looking into something that they find, I don't think this is the case for Matheson, I must add, but if they'd be investigating something that they found wasn't really a problem and somebody's had loads of stuff brought up in a meeting to decide that they've done nothing wrong, kind of difficult to not have them in private, to be fair. However, members on the committee could recommend a stiff sanction such as suspension if any breach of MSP code of conduct is judged to be serious. That's a shame. Thought they could sack him. However, asked previously by the Record if he would resign as an MSP, Matheson said, "No, as you know, this is a standards process at the moment, and I'm going to respect the confidentiality of that process. I'm looking forward to the process being completed shortly." Now, it's a bit of an odd one. Would you resign? No. So that doesn't matter what they find, what they say, you're not going to resign. That's quite a position to be in. He was recently, here's a cracker, he has recently been off sick, but has been in Parliament debating chamber this week. Imagine that. Imagine not being anywhere near the place, right, while you were under suspicion of being a dodgy liar. And all of a sudden, when we have a vote of no confidence, when we have to vote in a new First Minister, and when we have to vote in a new Deputy First Minister, Michael's not sick anymore. I wonder what you were sick of. Sick of facing responsibility. Is that what you were sick of? So anyway, Michael turns up and the committee go, "Hi Michael, you're back at your work. Come on, have a wee chat." ALBA General Secretary Chris McElhenny said Michael Matheson is well liked within the independence movement, and when I was previously in the SNP, I also classed him as a decent man. However, one of John Swinney's top tasks is to bring back competency to the centre of government, but that can't happen if a culture of secrecy remains at heart. Now, I think more important than secrecy is just doing the right thing and not having somebody there that stole £11,000 out of the public purse would kind of be a good start. A Scottish Parliament spokesperson said, whilst the committee's consideration of the SPCB's report is ongoing, it would not be appropriate to comment. However, in all cases where the committee considers complaints All consideration, including hearing from the parties involved, is done in private to ensure the confidentiality of the process. Now, one way of getting round this, looking after privacy and trying to be transparent, would be seeing cases where your findings are somebody's done something wrong. You can make them public after the event. Where you find cases where there's nothing went wrong, then nobody needs to know about them because there was nothing done wrong. That would certainly get us round the transparency over privacy issue, and that might be worth looking at for the Holyrood Parliament. But the most mental thing in all this is Michael's just miraculously turns up. Isn't it wonderful that these people have got an ability to not be at work for weeks, some of them for months, but as soon as their job's online and their actual party are in danger of losing some power, suddenly him and folk like Nicola Sturgeon just suddenly are able to be back in Parliament. I find this quite disgusting, actually. And I'm quite sure somewhere on the ether there'll be a register of, I know there's a register of how people vote because I've looked at that myself over the last few days. I'm going to have a wee look at, there must be one about attendance and shows you how often your MSP actually goes to represent you in Holyrood. And people like Matheson, and people like Sturgeon, who just disappear out of the ether and swan back in when the party really need them, I must admit, I find quite disgusting. If you take on the job as an MSP, regardless of your office, because both of these people I've just mentioned, if you think back when they actually did turn up, one of them was the First Minister and one of them was the Health Minister. When they're not in their roles anymore, we suddenly, where did they go? It's like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, isn't it? Like, where's the SNP? Where's all these ex-ministers gone? And I would be shocked and stunned if our old friend Hamza Yousaf doesn't follow the same pattern now that he's been relieved of his duties as a minister. It's just something that I was watching it the other day, and as soon as the votes were over, the next topic, I can't remember what it was, but it was something quite interesting, something quite serious. I think there was 7 or 8 MSPs. That's right across the chamber, by the way. That's not just the SNP or people who used to be ministers. Right across the chamber, the cameras went off. They said that, next we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z, and we'll suspend everything just to let the public gallery clear and those who are wishing to leave the chamber. Cameras come back on, nobody there. It was just like, what? They're there anyway, right? You're away from the house for the day. Why not just have a wee seat, listen to what's going on, and show a wee bit of common decency and respect to what's going on in that building? Now, I totally understand if there was days where you had something, like in your constituency you had to look after, and there was stuff on in Holyrood that wasn't that important, and no big votes or anything. Then not going into Holyrood, I can sort of understand. But the fact that you're there anyway, and you only want to be there for the wee hour that, saves your skin, and then, I wish I remembered what it was that was getting discussed next, but it was quite interesting, quite important, but no, we don't need to be there anymore. Boom, gone, empty room, shocking. Wonder if there's, or should be, a minimum amount of hours you actually put into Holyrood. That would be quite good for these people. So, there we are. Michael's been found. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe, please do so, and join in the comments below. Most importantly of all, unless you're Michael Matheson, Nicola Sturgeon, Hamza Yousaf, the SNP, their cult, or any of these MSPs that don't really go to their work that often, see everybody else, have a great day. Cheery bye now.